Hey, welcome back to the studio. On deck today, I've got this Galactus statue from Wicked 3D. There are many like it, but this one is mine. If you'd like to see how I painted it, then stick around because I'm going to show you. Let's get into it. So the first thing I got to figure out is how to put this thing together exactly, and I think I need to start with the base. So we're going to take these big chunks and get them over in the sanding enclosure and get them all cleaned up. After all the base pieces were sanded and attached, I got the gaps filled and the primer applied. The first color I'm applying is this Vallejo metal color steel to the base. So for the rest of the Galactus parts, I'm using this Vallejo metal color aluminum, which is going to be a little bit brighter than the steel, but I know that the highest level of shininess that I want is going to be on the Silver Surfer, so I didn't want to have too many competing shiny metals. So finding these three layers of shine was important to me. For the shiniest level of chrome, I'm using this Revell Chrome Spray. It is a rattle can. I've been looking for an airbrush chrome solution, but have not been able to find one that would give me a nice mirror sort of reflection. The Revell Chrome is great. Highly recommend it if you're looking for a very shiny mirror-like chrome finish. I probably could have hit this with another coat after it dried, but I was just really blown away by how good this chrome is. I've been looking for a chrome for years for other projects. I'll be doing a full-size Silver Surfer later and a Colossus statue later, and I really was needing a mirror chrome. Pick some of this Revell chrome up. It's really good. Time to start laying in some color now. I'm starting with this pearlized purple from Createx. I'm using this pearlized red from Createx for his helmet and glove gauntlet things and his boots. The last color I'm going to be using is this gunmetal blue from Vallejo. Galactus has a pretty simple color scheme, so I'm just going to be using this gunmetal blue on his little space tights here, and some of the trim pieces on the skirt and his armor bits. Once I had the gunmetal blue base coated, I went in with the brush and cleaned up the overspray and tidied up the trim. So for this next bit, I'm really just going to let this run because this was several hours, several days worth of painting these all these little trim detail pieces. In retrospect, Galactus probably could have been made a lot simpler without having all these little extra details in there, and I just did a solid color. I've seen a lot of people just doing the solid colors. I decided that since this is a little more ornate, that I wanted to kind of bring out some of those little details and everything, and I'm sure the comic book variations of him being so simple, color scheme wise, it's probably due to a production issue with maybe they only had a certain number of colors, and they were redrawing every panel, so it was a lot. It would have been a lot to paint in a whole bunch of details, color in a whole bunch of details, so that makes sense. Me, on the other hand, I decided to go all in and just paint as much as I could paint. So that's what I did. Now to clean up a few spots with this metal color aluminum. And this was the majority of what I spent my time painting. All the little details that needed to, be touched on with this aluminum. Once I got started, it ended up being so much, and I really just found it hard to stop because there were so many little details to touch on this model. But I'm really happy with it in the end. It helps, having all these little shiny details, especially when you have such a simple color scheme. It gives your eye something to look at and kind of breaks up the colors. And I'm really happy with the final outcome. And yeah, this went on for quite a while, so let's move on. Going back to the base, I wanted to keep it pretty simple, so to accent the steel, I used some of the aluminum. The only other color I'm going to be using on the base is going to be an OSL in the near future. But again, I just want to kind of keep it really, really simple, and having these little aluminum accents kind of help tie the base together with the figure, a little bit better color scheme wise. While waiting for all that to dry, I used this glossy black from Vallejo at the feet of the Silver Surfer, where he's got some space kind of trailing behind him in the portal. I wanted to go ahead and get this base coated in black. The chrome overspray in this area made it a little difficult for the black to adhere, so I ended up kind of using a very thin coat on the first pass, letting that dry, and then once that had some grabbiness, going in with a second coat and fully blacking it out. Now with the base coating complete, I'm going to use this metal varnish from Vallejo to seal in all the goodness. I like to think of this midpoint varnishing as a save point, because from here on out, anything else I put on the model can be removed easily without damaging the base coat. And this is my favorite part of the project. This is the wash effects from Vallejo. Brushing the black wash into metal when it kind of rests in the little crevices, it really adds a lot of separation to the metal, so it kind of starts to break it up. And it sounds counterintuitive, making it darker, but it actually makes the shinier parts more shiny, I guess, because it's adding some contrast and some saturation in here. So, don't be scared to just put wash all over your models, because it ends up, making them look really good. And also, it's not a big deal to go back in and dry brush over the edges or dry brush over the surfaces. If they become too dark and you don't like it, you can always bring some of the color back with a very, very simple technique. And don't forget, everything's varnished. So if you need to just wash it off, you can just wash it off. Do it again. One tip I'd like to share when applying wash to large surfaces like this, or large pieces, is to do them in sections, especially where you can find a clear divide. Like in this case, I started with the belt. But when you're working in sections, it will allow you to control the wash a little bit more. You can kind of sponge it up where it pools. It'll dry, pretty fast. So, learning the hard way, I've learned that if you do let it dry and you try to apply more wash over top of it, it just ends up with hard lines and kind of weird patchiness. But if you kind of work in sections, then you can, like I said, control the wash a little bit better to make sure you don't have any pools of wash that you don't want to have. Going back to work on his space pants now, I want to kind of bring out the muscle definition. So I'm going to head back over to the airbrush box with this Vallejo black wash, and I'm going to be spraying that into kind of the lower areas, kind of around the muscles, in the textured areas, kind of around the piping. The goal here is to add some contrast into the low areas so that the raised areas have a little more highlight. And I did the same thing with the torso, going in with the airbrush and hitting the low lights, painting in these shadows. Really makes the higher spots start to stand out, and starts to give the piece a lot of contrast and some drama. Once that was dry, I went back in with some Vallejo metal varnish because the wash kind of gave everything a more of a matte sort of finish. So the metal varnish will bring back some of the luster of the metal. So while I'm waiting for the varnishes to dry, I'm going to go in with this pearlized purple from Createx to paint the space base on the Silver Surfer here. And when I went to change color, I propped the Surfer up here in the corner because it was only going to be a couple seconds, and then this happens. Luckily, I was standing right there, so I was able to catch it. But don't be like me, kids. Secure your models before going to change paints in your airbrush. I'm going to use this Elven Armor from Army Painter to give a little bit more of a gradient to the blue and the black in the space on the server. It's a very subtle tone shift in the black and the purple, but I really like it. I think it looks great. All right, we're in the end game now. I'm going to use this brown rose from Vallejo to base coat his skin tone. After a quick speed dry, I'm going to hit him with this matte varnish from Army Painter. It dries super fast, so it's perfect to varnish between the washes that are coming up next. Using this pure red from Army Painter to mix up a wash, the first coat is just kind of an overall brush, and it basically doesn't even look like you're doing anything at first. It just kind of looks wet. But then I like to go in with a more of a spot wash for the lower areas, so like around the nose and in between his cheeks, and then on the lips and under his chin. Basically just kind of the low spots and being a little more prescriptive with where the red wash goes. To soften the red, I'm going to use this Barbarian Flesh. Very, very tight little airbrushing just on kind of the highest spots on his face. Just to tone down the red and to give his skin a little bit of a color shift from the brown rose, a little more of a skin tone without it being too bright. And I'm going to use this Vallejo Premium Gloss Varnish to add a bit of shine to his lips. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. The final step is to add an OSL to the center lens here in the base and in his eye holes. And to start the OSL, I'm going to use this medium blue from Vallejo. Next, I'm going to use Ionic Blue from Army Painter. And finally, some Cold White from Vallejo to give that center spot the brightest white light that I can. In retrospect, I should have done a layer of white before the Ionic Blue. I think it probably would have made the Ionic Blue stand out a little bit more. But the soft glow of the blue and the white still works. Next time I do it, though, I'll try a little more intensity in the blue. And after a few blasts of the cold white right in his eyes, I'm pretty happy with how this guy turned out. I think we're ready to move on to assembly. And with that, my year of villains comes to a close. This awesome Galactus statue from Wicked will be the last one for the year. I really had a good time painting this guy, and he turned out really awesome. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button for me so the robots will send you some more stuff. And hit that subscribe so you'll be notified when I am online painting. You can join me in the chat. As always, until next time, take it easy.